What's your name?
My name is Phan Văn Đô. You could call me Dan.
Are there any special places that tourists visit in your hometown?
Well, I suppose that there are a variety of places that are really a tourist trap for my places. But in my opinion, the place that I would like to introduce you the most is the church that we have is kind of like a ritual space, but it has a very large open space, as well as a lot of people usually go there to park, as well as to hanging out with each other, because it has its sceneries, and also it has the most open air in my hometown.
Okay, and what do you usually do in your spare time?
Well, I suppose that I would usually do play some video games on my phone, or whenever I have to study for a test and I don't have much time, I would usually read some books in order to help myself from refrain myself from playing video games, as I'm quite addicted to it.
Okay, and do you think you get enough free time?
Well, currently I don't think that I have much free time because I have to study for my national university exam in order to get into my favorite university, and I also had to study for the second exam that my university also requires. It's like a secondary requirement, but it is also acceptable as a factor that you could be introduced into my university.
Okay, and what kind of news are you most interested in?
Well, I don't think that I'm very into the entertainment world, like something like showbiz or anything that is related to media. I'm well aware that I'm really fond of playing with figures or doing stuff with computers, so I'm really into technology news.
Okay, and how is getting the news today different from how we got our news in the past?
Well, comparing to the past, you could see that we have gradually moved from newspapers into digital newspaper. That is where all the news are represented on a website, and people would have access to it via a paywall. There is some issues with this paywall, as people may circumvent it, just like people would like make copies of the newspaper in their back in the days where people would usually steal newspapers.
Okay. Do you like to travel alone or with other people?
Well, I'm not really an extrovert, so I'm kind of like to stay alone, being alone, and I'll usually say that perhaps once in a while I would like to go with a group because my loneliness cannot be endured anymore.
Okay, let's go on to part 2.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to have 1 minute and 2 minutes to speak. You can prepare.
Okay.
Okay, your time starts now. time's up.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes.
Okay, I was a little linked, but touching on a matter of what kind of business this is, and my choice is going to be a marketing company named Sion. It is quite English, but as a Vietnamese marketing company, they also need to market themselves as international company who does business with a lot of people, including celebrities from the nation as well as from the international. Now, on the subject of what kind of people who work there, the thing that needs to be highlighted here is that they're mostly celebrities who are currently in the media industry, like singers or actors who are looking for more chances in their success. There are also films like Oh Dad, which is a movie that is quite renowned this day. They have made like $30 billion in revenue, and they have had a lot of success in promoting it. Moving on to the business of why this business is a success, I suppose that it has been able to catch up with the trends, as well as it was able to circumvent the scandals that their celebrities have made. There are also a lot of securities in factors that they have made in order to provide safety to their hosts as well as to their products. As a final point, if time permits, I'd like to bring in a point of whether or not I would like to work in that business. I should mention that I have been expressed my interest in the information technology, so I would like to work in their IT department. I guess I could be responsible for managing their celebrities' devices in order to provide them a safe place for their social media activities, as well for them to have a great time for promoting our products.
Yeah, very good. Let's go on to part 3.
Okay.
Do you think job satisfactions are more important than salary when choosing a job?
Well, I suppose that this is quite an intriguing question. My opinion is based on the fact that people are losing jobs nowadays because of their incompetence. I suppose that this is due to the fact that people might have not realized their own views in studying their majors. This could also be due to the fact that people have been not paying much attention to their own thoughts and following their parents, but instead, people might have a high chance in pursuing a career if their parents and their self approves it and have the willingness to attend it.
Okay. How has technology changed the way we work?
As for the technology's advances, people have been working in a lot of areas that I have never observed before, like medicals in general. They have been using a lot of new technologies in order to provide treatment to patients, as well as in the in the educational area where people have used online schooling in order to circumvent the lack of studying in COVID-19 pandemics or in other pandemics that could occur in the future.
Okay. What jobs do you think are most valuable to society?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
What jobs do you think are most valuable to society?
Well, in my opinion, all jobs are the same as each other, because as long as they are legal and they are they are not involved in any criminal activities at all. I suppose that all jobs have the same respect because they are doing the work that society needs in order to function. This is quite largely to the fact that humans have adapted to become more capable of doing more stuff, as well as to provide support for their families as well as themselves. So job satisfaction in this area is quite success.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Okay.